Good morning and welcome. So happy to be back for day 2 of this 2025 Silver Nations League here in Caen in Normandy. We had a long and exciting day yesterday, 6 games with a lot happening. Hungary is turning in front with 2 victories yesterday, and today once again will be an amazing day. You see yesterday results. Oh, the last one was not 3-2, luckily it was 3-1 for Hungary, but everything you see, Serbia won a game, Netherlands won a game, Hungary won 2, France won 1 against Italy, Hungary won against Serbia as well in the evening. Latvia defeated the Netherlands. We have Hungary with 2 victories, Italy with no victories. All other teams, Serbia, Latvia, Netherlands, France, have all 1 victory. It's still a lot of sitting volleyball action to be played. And then one more time, this day 2 is a huge one with 6 games. Maybe tonight we will know a bit more about this final ranking of the Silver Nations League, with once again the most important for all Juice team getting the ticket for next year Golden Nations League.
Yeah, and Hungary took a good option on this by winning yesterday at night versus Serbia. Italy spent a lot of time on the field, though they didn't manage to get even one success. It was quite cool for the players of Marcelo Marchesi, as they had a lead 2-0 versus the Netherlands for the very first game of the competition for Italia. They lost eventually 3-2. Another loss, 3-2 as well versus France. This could be very important. We saw some French players here this morning in the gym just to attend this game. I'm not quite sure they will support their Italian friends as to get to remain in this Silver Nations League and not to be sent down to the lower level in Bronze Nations League. You have to avoid the last place. Yeah. Italy is now 6th.
Yeah, that's the big
for
thing.
The French team. Victory of Latvia would be a good thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. You absolutely want to finish first and you don't want to finish last. Those are the real target for Juice teams, trying to get this Golden Nations League ticket and not finishing last. And Italy is currently last with 2 defeats. And you mentioned it, they played 10 sets yesterday. So did Latvia, but Latvia won against the Netherlands in the evening, which makes things a little bit easier. But there is a big difference between these 2 teams. Latvia traveled with only 7 players and basically only 6 of them are playing. On the Italian side, of course, there are some young lads on the bench, but they have some option to do some substitution in case some of the players will get tired, will be exhausted on court. It's an option that Italy has. Latvia doesn't have that option.
Yeah, and we saw many substitutions on the Italian side. Marcelo Marchesi trying different systems. We saw at a time the 3 setters, Ignoto, DLC and Dalmaso on the field at the same time, just to provide something new, to try to create an interesting game. And that may be important for Italia. Let's see how Latvia can feel this morning.
I mean, it's a team, we mentioned it yesterday, Latvia is very experienced. They have a lot of players who have reached like more than 500 caps. It's the case for the captain, all these Ektermanis. They're not moving a lot on the course. They're relying on how much they can adapt, how much they can put some great block defense, tall players, a coaching player, Vyacheslav Grimailovs. They have some great players. I'm not sure the way they play is super exhausting, but still, they played 10 sets yesterday. Italy did the same, but maybe the fact that they have some more energy coming from the bench can help at some point. And of course, if the French players are here, they will not be supporting Italy today because they don't want to have this last spot. And when you look at the schedule of today, we have this Italy-Latvia to start the day. At 11, Serbia against the Netherlands. Netherlands, who are missing a lot of important players for this Silver Nations League. They did pretty good yesterday, but they lost to Latvia, which was quite a surprise in this 5th game yesterday. And then France will take on Hungary at 2 p.m. We will give you the entire schedule a bit later today, but still, there is a lot of action, and we will meet with international referees for this game. From Slovenia, Spela Plešnik, and from Germany, Zvestan Aleksic Kapel. Well, he got in trouble yesterday in the game between Latvia and Netherlands. We had some 45 minutes break for some rotation error at some point. Not quite sure it was only the device, but anyway, we had such a long break. Hopefully things will go well today, and we will meet with the starting six on both teams. Well, as we mentioned, on the Latvian side, not a lot of surprise. The same players will be on court, and we will have number 27, Grenberg, sitting on the bench. He came in the first game for a couple of points, but the starting six will be the same for Latvia today.
Yeah, for Latvia, we have the two lefty players, number 1, Dimitrius Pavlov, and number 12, Alexei Berkis, and they are very efficient with their left hand. The coach playing on the court, Vyacheslav Grimailov, with number 17. You also see the captain, Aldis Ektermanis, over 500 selections under the Latvian jersey. Alexandra Vivkareks and Andres Filipavicius, sorry.
Here is Italy with Sergio Ignotto, Federico Ripani, Alessandro Issi, Mattia Cordioli in the starting six, which is a surprise. Then we have Davide Nadai and Roberto Dalmasso. That's one change in this team. Marcello Marchesi decides to trust Mattia Cordioli instead of Cristiano Crossetti. Crossetti did not have his best game yesterday against France. He finished on the bench, and Cordioli showed some amazing skills in the middle. So it sounds like a logical choice for Italy to have Cordioli starting this morning against Latvia.
Let's take the occasion just to wish a happy birthday to the Italian captain, Federico Ripani. He is 35 today.
Yeah, this day would be even more special for him if he can have 2 victories for his country.
He wasn't at his best level yesterday night versus France. For sure, today will be a better day for the Italian captain. And the first serve will be for Latvia with Vyacheslav Grimailovs.
So Grimailovs, he's basically the reason why it takes so long each time we have a substitution. You know why? Because they don't have a coach sitting on the bench, so no one is able to use the device to request timeout. And then it's so tough to get connected with the device when no one is asking on the device. Anyway, Grimailovs is on court, and this has been for years that he's both playing and coaching. And the first point is for Italy, and Davide Nadai on that block out.
Also a left-handed player. We see at least one lefty in each team, or almost. And I think it's interesting because it proposes different trajectories, different options for the setter.
Net fall whistle by Zvestan Aleksic Kapel against Italy. And that's the first point for Latvia. We find Dmitris Pavlovs in the serve. Alessandro Issi, his first point of the game. Well, he's a player that we did not see a lot against France. They tried to find how to block him, how to avoid him scoring too many points. And I'm sure Italy want to do a lot better today than what they did yesterday. Each time they went to the tiebreak, but unable to win their games. This is a good block by Andres Filipavicius. To all Ektermanis. Push deep into position 5, but Ripani was there. Great dig. Dalmasso for Nadai.
This one is too powerful for Dimitri Pavlovs.
And this is now 3-2 lead for Italy. Good serve, Nadai. Great cover by the Italian libero. What is it about this block out? Yeah, it touched again Alessandro Issi. And Latvia finds the equalizer, 3-0. Oh, what a great connection through the middle between the two setter. Dalmasso for Ignoto.
Yeah, it goes very fast, and most of the time in the middle you don't see big swing, big spikes, but only deflections, and most of the time it works when you have the opportunity to play fast.
Oh, Grimailovs, he tried the solution of the tip in the middle, did not work. Then he spiked really hard on the line. Well done for the coach player of Latvia.
They tried to play with each other again, the two setters, the two experienced players. The set was maybe a little low.
And Latvia is currently third in the ranking. We had to go till the points ratio to find out what the ranking is after day one. It is such a tough competition. Of course, we have Hungary with 2 victories. Then we have Serbia second because they defeated France 3-0 in the first game of the competition. But then between Latvia, Netherlands and France, everything is just so close. And we will have maybe a better look tonight after the 6th game of today. And we will have 3 more tomorrow. And hopefully, maybe you're having breakfast. It's only 9:07. And you're sharing some sitting volleyball action with us, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you on the live stream of both Paravolley Europe and of the French Federation of Volleyball. We have another exciting day ahead. And the first mini break of this first set is for Latvia. They are 3 ahead. That's a great reaction from Italy with this good swing from Alessandro Issi.
Behind the 2-meter line. Oh, pretty close.
That was a good try by Dalmasso. I mean, in is the same. Viv Carrix was not there to receive the ball. Oh, it was Filipa Vicious not being there. Hector Manis. Good blockout action. That's some kind of skill. And of course, it doesn't make Ripani happy to get his hands played like this. Touched by the block. And Cordioli, with his power, finds the solution against Pavlovs.
It wasn't easy with this ball coming from behind.
Ripani, tactical one in the middle without risk. Good dig, Italy. Nadai. Oh, this back set was far away from Hector Manis. Burkis to cover. What a rally they are playing. Oh. This is concluded by the great block from Davide Nadai. Well played, Italy.
Yeah, it was Ripani first struggling in defense. Ripani now serving. And Ripani digging again.
Oh, no one taking that ball. Neither Burkis nor Pavlovs. Well, we're not used to see this miscommunication on the Latvian side. They just know each other so good, where they're moving, what the system is. This reception from Filipovic is not good enough. And Cojoli can just smash it on the other side of the net. Italy is fighting back and is back in contention, 10-all. Good reception, Grimailov for the set. Filipovic, is there any touch? No touch. Simply out. And Italy turns in front.
He got blocked by Nadai just before, so he tried to avoid the hands of the Italian player. But doing so, he avoided the court as well.
You see, did this one go over the net? Latvia is requesting something. Pavlov is requesting.
Yeah,
This is a timeout called by Hector Manis now.
I think Pavlov saw a net touch by EC on the action.
Well, Italy is in front. It could be there on some 5-0 streak now. That's the reason why Latvia is calling a timeout. I don't know how good you are at singing, Ellen, but it's maybe the time for some happy birthday song for Federico Ripani, Italian captain, turning 35. Well, of course, it's not his main concern for the moment. They have two important games today against Latvia this morning and against Serbia, scheduled at 3:45. We'll keep you posted with the timings. Something should change, but anyway, one more time, happy birthday to Federico Ripani. He will remember that he partied for his 35th birthday here in Normandy in France during this 2025 Silver Nations League.
And hopefully he will have something to celebrate tonight. Maybe 2 victories in this second day of competition here in Le Palais des Sports.
Yeah, this would mean a lot for Italy if they can defeat both Latvia and Serbia. This would be a great day for them. It's really difficult to predict who will get a ticket for the Golden Nations League. Of course, Hungary is undefeated for the moment, but they will play France at 2 and then later the Netherlands. So that's a big day for them. And discussing with Robert Kurtes, their main player, yesterday after the first game, he said, yeah, I'm not fully fit. I'm struggling a bit with my shoulder. And in such a competition where it's really long, really intense, you have 5 games in 3 days, and sometimes you play 2 in the same afternoon, which is the case for Hungary today, 2 p.m. and 5:30. Of course, you have to take really good care of your body to be able to perform, and hopefully for him and for the show for us, he will be fully fit until the end of the competition on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, but sincerely, if Robert didn't tell us about his shoulder injury, we wouldn't have noticed.
No, of course, he has such a great swing. He's serving well, he's spiking well. And he's also bringing a lot of energy on court for his team. He's not the captain. It's János Pérez for Hungary, but he's one of the leader on court for sure. Technical leader, scoring leader. And we'll see him a little bit later today. But we have a lot of great talented players here in France. We're lucky to have such a high-level competition where it's really super hard to predict what will happen. It's an ace for Davide Nadai with his left shoulder. Berkis into the Italian block.
Will be
free ball.
Difficult.
Oh wow, what a lucky point for Latvia. A bit too greedy, Sergio Ignotto. He wanted to conclude it on the spot. unable to get it over the net. Oh, great serve, Latvia. The one-hand set. Remailovs for Berkis. Almost like a free ball for Italy. Issi in between Pavlovs and Ektermanis. No one really wanted to play that ball to dig it. I guess Pavlovs was the one responsible to take it. Ektermanis was a bit too far. But the conclusion is the same. Issi just saw an empty space where to put the ball, and he did it. Remailovs was the block out. Good reception, Alessandro Issi. Ripani. This ball is just out. And Latvia is back. 16-all. Easy reception for Nadai. Great blocking action by Grimailovs. Ektermanis. Berkis. And Ripani finds the solution. And that's an ace for Ignoto. Maybe the best moment for Italy to take a 2-point lead. Can he do the same on this one? Oh, with the help of the net, but Grimailovs was there. Berkis in trouble. Good dig, Issi. Dalmasso completely mishitting that ball. And you see the Italian bench with a lot of very young players on that bench. When I see the age on your list,
the
19, 21, 21.
Simone Borzakis, 21. Tommaso Cuoghi, 19. Davide Dalpani, 21. And two other players in their 20s, Stefano Orsolini, the second libero, 24. And the setter, we had the chance to discover yesterday Michele Emanuele Di Elsi, 25. So I think Italia can expect a bright future in the sitting volleyball competitions.
Yeah, we have the same feeling when we see Italy and the Netherlands. They have some very young players that they already involve in those international competitions. I mean, the Netherlands are even further in the process because they put them on court with Wout Goethals being not only playing but the captain of this Dutch side. And we saw yesterday afternoon Bowen de Haas playing as a libero in the first set as well.
And he is only 16.
Yeah, he will turn
17 in August.
Yeah, that's crazy to see such a young player at this level. And he wasn't ridiculous doing his libero job yesterday, not at all. He did some great job for his country. Kodjoli was a huge unforced on that swing. And once again, Latvia is back, 20-all. Good reflex, Remailov, Ektermanis. Issi touching Ektermanis' hand, while Issi is higher than Ektermanis' block, and he used it. That was a clever play because Viv Carrix is a bit higher in terms of block. Cordioli. The good set, Ektermanis for Viv Carrix. The set was just perfect towards position 4. We always mention the good spike, but it's never easy to mention how good the quality of the set can be. A setter never scores a lot, but how much he helps his team. And Ektermanis is such an experienced player in that area of the game. Italy is in front 22-21. They would need some breakpoint if they want to conclude this first one. Nadai. Reception's really high. Chip and Issy very aware of what Philippe Avix will do and able to block. Here is the breakpoint and the 2-point lead for Italy. Burkis, great dig, Italy. Connection through the middle. We didn't see a lot of juice connections for Latvia, but it worked since Ignotto was too far away. He didn't follow the middle blocker. And this creates some natural space for him.
And you see Vivkarix calling for the ball and with his arms already up, ready just to deflect it, just to keep it. And it works. It works most of the time.
Well, this will be a first set point for Italy. On Issy's serve. (24-22). Vivkarix self-covering himself. Latvia is fighting. Grimailov's finding the solution on what was almost a lost point already for Latvia. But they saved this first set point.
Yeah,
Wow.
Pavlovs was ready to play this one, and then he saw Grimailovs almost climbing on him.
It's still set point Italy. Oh, no one taking that ball. And here is the first set for Italy, 25-23.
That's the second time, and this one was not at the right time for Latvia. They dig the ball just between the position 2 and position 3, not knowing exactly who should play and set the ball. I think they have to fix that because it costed them at least 2 points. And 2 points is the difference between Italy and Latvia in this first set.
I mean, we have to be very careful with Italy taking the lead in the game, because yesterday, if you remember, if you were following the action with us, in their first game against the Netherlands, they were leading 2-0 against the Dutchmen, and they finally lost 3-2. So we have to be really careful, and the same goes for Latvia. Latvia fought till the end to beat the Netherlands. They never ever give up. As long as they believe they can close the gap, they will be dangerous. And we saw Grimailovs being quite disappointed with the loss of that set, but I'm sure Latvia will be back for set number 2 with a great fighting spirit. And once again, a warm thank you to all the institutions welcoming us here, and the city of Caen, an amazing city that we are lucky to see in the morning when we come to the venue. Well, it was a bit dark yesterday when we got back to the hotel, but it's a great city. The department of the Calvados, amazing area here in the northwest of France, in what we call the Normandy region. If you were following the action in your history book, well, this region, this area of France is sadly known for Day-D on the 6th of June 1944, when the USA and Great Britain came to help in World War II. But it's such a lovely area in France.
A lot of smiles on the Italian faces after they won the first set.
Well, this first set gives a lot of confidence to Italy. For sure, they are in the lead. But once again, the most important is not to win the first set of a game, especially when you know how the ranking works here in the Silver Nations League. You have to win games. And the most game you win, the higher you are in the ranking. And for the moment, Italy is the only team this weekend without any victory. They will need to carry on the good work they started in the first set if they want to get their first one in this 2025 Silver Nations League. What about the players? Well, on the Latvian side, I can still see Maxis Karlis Granbergs having some drink there on the bench. So apparently it's the 6 same players from Latvia. And same for Italy, no reason to change anything. They did not do any substitution in the first set.
Don't change a winning team. It's the basis.
Dalmasso for Ripani. Grimailovs trying to play the surprise spike. And this one is there in touch, yes.
There is at least a net touch.
We'll see it again on this slow motion. Yep, there was some net touch from the Italian block, either Ripani or Cordioli. Nadai, oh wow! Some kind of NBA action here.
Oh, that was correct, I think.
Yeah.
The ball was in front of him. He pushed it only down.
No one was digging there. Oh, what a strong swing. That's a great action for Andres Filipovics. 2-1 Latvia. They're not showing a lot of emotions. Even yesterday, you know, when we had this long break against the Netherlands, players from Latvia were not emotional at all. They were just waiting that they were allowed to be back on court again, not showing a lot of emotion, some smile on Grimailov's face, but they're just focused on what they have to do. They're here just to play their game, try to win as much as they can, and not really counting what will happen. Block out on Cordioli. That's an early lead in this second one for Latvia. Well done, Issi. And we are back with the Italian coach, Marcello Marchesi, doing some philosophy talk with his players before serving. We definitely have to know, Ellen, what they're talking about at this moment. Because, I mean, in my mind, you can discuss about what area we are trying to aim to. We can go on the next moment where you enter to dig the ball.
Regularly, it shouldn't take 5 minutes.
Not that long. I mean, he's just talking with them. So is there any kind of, you know, mental coaching or positive talking or whatever? It could be, but it's also interesting to know if this is the case. Because it's not something we are used to see. The coach just talking so much at this particular moment.
Oh, not talking to Davide Nadai.
Yeah, maybe he only talks with the right-handed players. We have to do some statistics on that as well. You know, volleyball is all about statistics. And once again, huge congrats to all the volunteers around the event. They were here super late yesterday, and already they are here early in the morning to have a great event with everything going perfectly underway. Good dig. Oh, this one is a bit low. Berkis finding some spinny tip. Grimailovs in the middle of the Italian fire camp. A bit of panic on the blue side. And great block out, Grimailovs. And we are requesting some mopping action on the Italian side. Davide Nadai either sliding a bit too much or not enough, it depends. If you're discovering sitting volleyball, once again, it's important to mention that they're moving a lot on court, and you need a strong upper body, you need strong abs to move that fast and to be able then to stop to play the ball. It's not an easy sport. If you are wondering, people sitting on the floor, it's not easy to play that much of sitting volleyball. We tried it a couple of years ago together, and it's really exhausting to be on court and to move so fast.
Yeah, for sure. You may have the wrong feeling that it's just easy to sit on the ground, but you have to slide very fast. You have to use your hand as well to move yourself and to play the balls. So, yeah, it's definitely physically very demanding.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to make a decision to have one more move with your arms on the floor or to play the ball earlier, and it's not easy to coordinate. So just if you're wondering how sitting volleyball looks like, just go in some club around your place and try just to see how it feels to play that amazing discipline. You don't need a lot of things, and that's also the great thing about this parasport. You don't need any equipment. When we compare it to track and fields, for example, where you need a special wheelchair, you need some special equipment if you want to jump. You need something specific. Here, it's the exact opposite. You remove everything you have around you, and you come as you are, sitting on the field, on the court. And that's the best thing ever, to see that all the prostheses and stuff are in some trolley outside of the court, and everyone is just feeling completely free on court. And that's the reason also why we love this discipline.
Great serve by Nadai.
Is it touched by Ripani? Yes, it is. Point for Latvia and Burkis. And here is the first timeout for Italy, because Italy is down by 7 in this second one. 11 for Latvia, 4 for Italy. It's always very strange to come across that when you win the first set, there is this moment just after, at the beginning of the second one, it's really difficult to keep the same pace. And we saw it a couple of times yesterday already. It's not easy to carry on the same pace, same rhythm, carry on doing the same things. Could be a bit of, overconfidence after winning the set. But for sure, Latvia is willing to fight back in this game. Grimailov doesn't want to be back at the hotel in 1 hour. He wants to go till Latvia wins this game. And all players in that team, they're just discussing to find the solutions. They have no head coach on the bench. They don't have any libero. They don't play what we imagine when you say, okay, this is top international level. They just play with the 6 same players the entire competition. But this is some great team effort that they are putting together to find the best solution and to win a maximum of games. And Hector Manis requesting.
These 7 guys were already in a row for the Division B European Championships 3 years ago, and it was definitely not their first competition together. So as a team, obviously they get a strength maybe other teams don't have, because including always new players, so it has advantages and disadvantages.
Oh, lucky. Ball running on the net. Grimailov blocked out on Ignotto. Yeah, it was funny because I remember it's the day we gave some flowers to Hector Manis for reaching 500 appearances. And of course, this guy cried with this gift, but he absolutely didn't know he had so much in his career. He didn't know. He's just traveling the entire Europe to play for his country, but absolutely not counting anything, just playing, giving his best. And that was a great emotional moment to see him with tears. Kojoli is back in. Of course, we will not ask the libero Paulo Monja Capra to sit in the front row. And they also have a second libero sitting on the bench. Of course, they travel with 14 players, so that's the rule. You have to put 2 liberos. It's number 15, Stefano Orsolini. We didn't see him so far on court. I mean, there was no space for Italy for the moment to put some young players to try something, because they were always in very tough games. We mentioned it, they played 10 sets yesterday. Mopping requested by Marcello Marchesi. While Italy is leaving for the moment with 8-point deficit in this second set. And here is the second libero. We just saw him, Stefano Orsolini. It's also a way to take experience, to be part of the team, to do the warm-up, even if this does not replace the time spent on court, but they are preparing the future. Yeah, Nadai just completely missed what he was trying to do. He was playing this block out with his left hand.
But it was smart from Ulke Sectorman, is just, yeah, keeping his hands away.
Fight at the net. Ball is on the Latvian side. Oh, well dig by Ripani. Italy was not in the best shape in that point, and Ripani made some hero dig with some upper swing. Remailov's blocked by Nadai. Well, this is what could bring Italy back on track, but they are still 6 behind.
It was a tactical attempt.
Well, not even reaching his own 2-meter line.
Tactical disaster.
Pavlov's with a good serve on Issi. Issi asking for the ball again, and he's scoring his point in position number 4. Good reception and good swing to find the block out. And the Dutch team is already there waiting for their first game of the day. It will be at 11, theoretically, against Serbia. We'll keep you posted if there are some updates in the timings of the game, but that's the regular scheduled hour, 11.
Marchesi asking for a double touch. Eventually, Italia got the point, so not a big matter, but Federico Ripani yet goes and
finally
talks a little bit to Spela Plesnik, the first referee.
Italy scored the point anyway.
Yeah, but to put a little pressure on the referees
Yes,
for
course.
the next situations can always be useful.
Well done, Alexander Zviv Karex. That's an ace for Hector Manis. He's not only setting well, but also serving in the right area. Not a strong one, but just ideally placed.
Always serving from the middle of the court to have 2 sharp angles.
I mean, he's not the guy moving the most on court, but he's always optimizing every movement. Burkis, he was a bit under his ball. Not easy to get it back on track. So yeah, Hector Manis is serving from the middle of the court because he's digging in position 6, so that's just
so
in front of him.
The shorter way to enter the court.
Yeah. I mean, it's also
That's
smart.
pretty clever, yeah.
You don't have to work harder, you have to work smarter. So now we're checking the mopping with the line judge on court. This is some real spring mopping that they have. 2 moppers on the same side of the net. Up just a bit more. And you see the scoreboard. Latvia is leading 18-12. Well done, Berkis.
And well done, Aktermanis. The set was once again just perfect.
It went just too fast for any Italian blocker to go in front.
Not a millimeter of rotation in the ball. It's floating in the air.
I mean, I'm not sure we get any double touch whistle against Aktermanis. He's just so skilled. That's an ace for Latvia, reaching 20. An 8-point lead for the men in red. Dark red, of course. It's in between dark red and brown. A bit too much of power on that one. And Alessandro Issi is already waiting to serve. Strong one, good reception. Grimailov's great dig by Nadai. He's digging some balls. And the point is for Dalmasso. He finds the block out on Grimailov's.
And you saw Nadai in defense, almost jumping. Defense is the only situation when you can lift your bottom from the ground and not being sanctioned.
Yeah, it's not quite a rule, if I remember well. It's quite a tolerance that they give on the first dig.
Just to keep the ball alive as long as possible, to keep
but once again,
the show going on.
It has
it's
to be
allowed just to try your best, and whatever the position is, it's okay.
It's the appreciation of the referee. Of course, you know, some people, they can stand and they can walk. You're not allowed to step up, to run to get the ball and then to dig it. Of course, it's just like you have to move on the floor. It has to be in the sitting volleyball spirit. Berkis with a great block in front of him, Federico Ripani.
Sergio Ignoto. Massaro Marchesi quite desperate after this missed attack.
We heard it
captain
in the venue, the huge Mamma Mia. This is a great point by Mattia Cordioli. Well, Italy is fighting, the gap is not increasing, but they're not really able to close it for the moment. Maybe on Dalmasso's serve. Oh, Grimailov's a bit of luck with the net. Yeah, Cordioli didn't know what to do.
The Latvian coach player on this one. But it's also part of the game.
And Latvia has 23 in this second set. 6-point lead. They're only 2 away from finding an equalizer in this game. Oh. Filipovic was still moving when playing the ball. Not easy to have some control on it. So he tried again the tactical disaster.
Yeah.
That's how it's called. It was not that much of a disaster.
Same way of missing it, but it was missed again.
But the conclusion is the same, and it's set point for Latvia.
I think in this second set he won't have the occasion to try it again, but maybe we'll see a third attempt in the third set.
We know the Squadra Azzurra is really skilled with soccer, but it's not enough. This set goes for Latvia, 25-18. And now it stands 1 set all in this first game of day 2. Well, we mentioned that Latvia will never ever give up on a sitting volleyball court, and that's the absolute proof now that they're more than fighting. They basically gained this second set with great margin, 25-18. I will not say that we are on the way for a 5-set game already, but for sure we will have at least 4 in this opening game of day 2. We mentioned it yesterday, but if you like sitting volleyball, it is the place to be. It is the competition. You have to watch 6 games in the day. And after this Italy, Latvia, we will have Serbia taking on the Netherlands. The game should be around 11. And early this afternoon, Hungary against France. This will be for the first rotation of the day. All 6 teams will have been on court. And then for the second one, Italy, Serbia, the Netherlands against Hungary. And to close this day of Saturday, Latvia against France.
So just come anytime you like. It's almost an open bar in these days.
Well, and for this team, it's really important to be here because once again, if you're joining, they are looking forward to have a Golden Nations League ticket for next season to join the top teams in Europe, and some of them are the top teams in the world. When we think about Bosnia and Herzegovina, they want to join Croatia, they want to join Turkey, they want to join Germany.
Yeah, the Golden Nations League this year took place the previous weekend, and Bosnia and Herzegovina once again got the gold medal. They are the best nation in Europe, the second nation in the world. Germany is improving every year. They took the second place and they took 2 sets to the Bosnian, which is an amazing performance indeed. Croatia ranked 3rd, Ukraine 4th, Turkey 5th, and Poland 6th. So Poland will be in the Silver Nations League next year. Who will replace the Poland at the top level? We'll have to wait until the very last game.
Could be.
Tomorrow.
Could be.
To get the ranking here in the Silver Nations League.
I mean, that's the reason why we're here, to know who will get there. But it's not a surprise to see Bosnia and Herzegovina and Germany. Those were 2 teams part of the Paralympic Games last summer. So, of course, they improved a lot. They play against experienced teams like Islamic Republic of Iran. They played against Egypt, who reached bronze medal in Paris. And, of course, just taking part in the games is helping to develop the game. We see with France how much they improved, even if they lost all of their games during Paris 2024. But it was a great way to improve, to discover what top world level means in sitting volleyball. And of course, now you can feel it a couple of months later. We will see France once again today, but a player like Thibault Lefrançois, for example, he took another dimension after this competition. But for sure, all of them have lifetime experience of these Paralympic Games, and they improved a lot also in their sitting volleyball career. Cordioli scoring the first point in between the 2 blockers. First point of this 3rd set for Italy. And here is our birthday captain, Federico Ripani. Great block in front of Hector Manis.
And he didn't try the same short tactical serve, maybe just because the rotation is not the same, the positions are not the same, so... Oh, this time I think he was partly in the field when serving, or at least his both were on the line and not behind. And it was signaled by Jean-François Rouilland, the French line judge. And Vivkarix again.
I mean, he's much more used in that game than what we saw yesterday. Almost everything went around Grimailov's, Filipovic's, Burkis, but Pavlov's as well, but not Vivkarix. He was just there to give some blocking skills. He's serving pretty good as well, but he's not one of the main spiker of this Latvian side, for sure not.
But it's not far from 100% efficiency for him when he got a set in the middle. Never impressive, just deviating the ball, tipping it, and it works. because the defenders don't have the opportunity to get in a good position.
Three all in this third set. Cordiali to serve. Oh, Grimamilov's a bit short. And this one will not come back.
Yeah, more difficult for with Garrix on the A. Plus he was far from the net.
Pavlov's completely missing reception. It was nothing difficult. He just did not manage to have great contact with seat one more time. The ball sliding between his two thumbs. And of course, they will be aiming to the same area to put him under pressure. 6-3 Italy.
And Hector Manis,
yeah, he just
going
come
back from the net to be able to pass.
Just the thing that Hector Manis is moving a bit and it's changing the reception. Cordiali doesn't really know at the last moment what he has to do, aiming to the same target differently. And he finally found the blocker area. Great way for Latvia once again to adapt and to find solutions when they are struggling on the rotation. Good swing, David Nadai. Good block, Alessandro Issi. Italian block, very aware on this blocking actions. Not easy for the Latvian servers to find some space when Issi is sitting at the net. He's maybe the tallest player for them, the one able to block the highest. It's not easy to get over the block, but still not too long in the court. Or you have to avoid it and find some space at the net. With Garrix aiming to position one. The good connection between Crosetti and Ignotto. Pavlov Saberkis. Well done. And we see there on the Italian side, Dalmasso having some stretching. That's maybe the reason why Crosetti is in. Well, Dalmasso, he's 52. He's not the youngest in this team. He's actually the most experienced player on this Italian side. So maybe he's a bit struggling with his body. Already 10 sets yesterday, and there is still a lot of sitting volleyball to be played today and tomorrow. So they need to find how to get a good balance between rest and performance. And that's maybe the reason why Crosetti is in this third set. 9-all. Can we provide some ball to Berkius so we can have some action? Yeah, here we go. Crosetti connection through the middle. Grimailov's for Hector Manis. No risk. An easy tip in the middle. And Pavlov's for the great block.
And that's not the best offensive line for Italy with Issi and Nadai back row.
But it's a great blocking line for Latvia, and it's quite frustrating for Italy. Because Gribmailov is just so skilled at the block, and he just did not put his hand in front of Ripani. Yeah, he knew otherwise Ripani would try to play block out. That's also a huge quality that you have to have on the court, being smart, understanding the game and what the opponent will do on the other side of the net. Issy with the good swing.
Yeah, that was the solution. Trying to touch either Issy or Nadai behind the 2-meter line to get the side out.
This serve is too short for Crosetti, and of course he wants to prove he deserves to be on court now. Gribmailovs with the serve. Oh, this set was far away. Not an easy ball for Latvia. Is there any touch? Yes, there is. And that's now 3 points lead for Latvia, 13-10. And you see Gribmailov's legs in the court. We did not mention this, but I guess you're used to this.
Marcelo Marchesi just realizing now that the point was not for Italy. That
it's actually the butt line that we judge and not the legs for serving. And Filipavicius getting this block on Ripani. And that's a 4-point lead for Latvia. Another tactical one. And that's now 5 points in a row and timeout Italy.
There's now a 5-point lead for Latvia. Marcelo Marchesi talking very quietly, giving technical and tactical pieces of advice. From what we see, maybe telling you don't have to try to spike full power each time. Try to be clever. And hit the ball as high as possible. To go over the block.
Oh, that's a funny mopping action. I mean, if the moppers can mop the court and have fun at the same time, that's nice. It's fine for all of us. Cordioli fighting at the net, but the ball is alive. Oh, this one was a bit too deep, but Filipovic finds a solution. Burkis on the trajectory, but too difficult to dig it properly.
No blocker in front of Federico Ripani, the Italian captain, so this time he could definitely go full power. That's what he did.
Dalmaso is back in on Ripani.
Ripani was serving from position 5. Dalmaso, as his setter, goes to position 1. That's not exactly the same issue for the Latvian reception line.
Danny touch, yes. This point is for Latvia. They are building their advance in that set, 16-11. You see, no one blocked this one. Filipovic just moved his hands down. I mean, they know how much Italy want to play some block out. So if they know it, of course they don't want to get their hands or arms in the way. And Issy is now forced to tip because he cannot play the block out. Cordioli overswinging it as well. And this is now a 7-point lead for Latvia. What a tough competition for Italy so far. Not a single victory. And they are maybe about to lose this third set in this first game of Saturday. I mean, we're still not there, but Latvia now has a comfortable...
Yeah, and the momentum is clearly on the Latvian side right now.
Yeah, nothing is going around for Italy, and the second timeout is for no, because Marcelo Marchesi can feel his players are not able to find the solution on their own on court, and he will have to find some advices for them, some solutions. $20 for Latvia, 11 for Italy. And of course, in his mind, he also have to imagine how he can change things in the fourth one. Because of course, it's not over. You have to reach 25. But it's not easy to compensate such a 9-point deficit. And there are not a lot of solutions to be found against Latvia. They block well, they defend well, they counterattack well, they serve well. There is not an area of the game where you can say, okay, we're waiting for this moment or this specific area of the game to push. They're doing almost everything good on court, and that's the reason why they are leading 20-11 in this third set. Everything is ready. Pavlov is ready. Yeah, this is some Italian shoes. I mean, the funny thing is that when you only see the shoes, it can be Italy, which it is, because they are playing. But it can also be Hungary. Yeah, it could be. Maybe we should ask Dominique Duvivier if he wants to have the same for France. We just change the green into blue, and this would match for France.
May I ask his friend Marcelo Marchesi where he found his shoes?
Well, for the moment, these shoes are not the shoes of luck for Italy.
No.
But things can still change. We are not done with that first game of Saturday, and we still have such a great schedule to come with the next game. The warm-up is about to start between Serbia and Netherlands on the training court.
And position mistake whistle by Zvezdan Alexis Capel.
Apparently Italy is not complaining on that one. Should be fine, 22-12, but it's a free point for Latvia. And that's another point for Latvia. And if you're following the action back in Riga, of course, we're happy to welcome you on this live stream. I mean, actually, I should have...
Hey, Brackus touched this ball.
I should have studied a bit more of geography. Riga is the only city in Latvia I know. I have to check on the map if I know another one, but I'm sorry about that. At least I know that's the capital and hopefully the biggest city back home for you. This ball stays on the Latvian side. 23 for Latvia, 14 for Italy. And this is on Davide Nadai's serve. A good fight, but a net fault whistle against Italy. But who?
Nothing goes right for Italy in this third set.
Well, they definitely gave up on winning that third set, that's for sure.
But it's never good to just give up. They should try to fight back, score some more points, just to start the fourth set in a better situation. It won't be the case, as Latvia won this third set 25-14.
25-14 for Latvia. I mean, they gave up, but now the question, you mentioned it, and the momentum is clearly on the Latvian side, but Italy needs a strong start in the fourth one if they want to stay in the game, if they want to reach the tiebreak. They have no other solution than finding the solution now at the very beginning of the set, because then when they are like trying to get the gap decreased, it's super tough for them to get back in contention, and we just saw it. Look at the scoreboard, 25-18, 25-14 in the last two for Latvia. I mean, the odds are clearly for Latvia in this game. And we still have in mind that Italy was just so close from an opening victory against the Netherlands yesterday when they were leading 2-0. What about some morning snack in this Saturday morning action with one of the partners of this event, the Biscuiterie de l'Abbaye? Well, this is nothing salty, it's sweet. If you like dessert and biscuits and cakes, it's the place you have to go to find some here in Normandy. And it's great to have them as partner of the event. Well, Saturday morning, maybe some of you are already there in the Carrefour Market. This is to buy some groceries, some shopping in Bretteville-sur-Odon. And they are providing us with food and drinks here at the venue, both for fans and for the volunteers. So a warm thank you for the support. Important to have partners around the discipline and youth events, to have us here in Caen, Normandy, in the best conditions possible, and have the same for the athletes who travel all the way here to France and to Normandy. So, Marcello Marchesi talking with his team, looking for solutions, because, of course, if they carry on doing the same, this will end with a victory for Latvia.
And Angela Gali, the assistant coach, noting down the rotation. Maybe new players on the field to create something, to make something new happen.
She made some late change on the rotation sheet, that's for sure. There will be something different. Nadai is in, Cordioli, Issi is in, and we go with the three experienced players, Ripani, Ignotto and Dalmasso. So Crosetti back on the bench. I mean, they will need their experienced players to launch the team as good as possible in this fourth set. And the first player with the ball is Dalmasso. Serve is good.
That's a good way to start this fourth set.
Great ace,
That's a good
Dalmasso.
way to bring some more energy among the team. And a second ace in a row.
2 in a row for Dalmasso. Ektermanis just touched the ball at the net, which made it quite difficult for Filipovic to defend it. Just out. That's the call. Dalmasso for the set. Issi pushing it in the middle.
Whoop.
Net is moving.
Yeah.
Nadai raises his arm. He's sorry about that. He did the mistake. But you know how it is. Net fault is point for the opponent. No one touched this spike from Ripani. But difficult for Italy. Ektermanis concluding that one. And despite 2 aces to start the set for Italy, Latvia already has a 2-point lead now, 4-2.
Was only a short reaction for Italy, but they're still alive.
A good swing from Nadai, but they will need many more if they want to put Latvia in some trouble in this 4th set. This point is for Latvia. And you see the young broadcasting crew happy to be here and providing you with these great images. It really is a very good event, and we are really happy to share it with you with such a high quality of broadcasting. Around the TV director, Arnaud Bessa, he's maybe opening the venue and closing in the evening, because that's just so much work. You cannot imagine how much work this is to have all those cameras the entire day, all those slow motion, and to have always the best point of view to enjoy the action. Sometimes we have the feeling we are sitting on court when we have such images. Also some details on how mopping looks like. Six to 4 for Latvia. Cordioli. An easy one towards position 1. Cordioli for the set. And Issi having such an
enforced error.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Just pushing it so far.
He's laughing now. That's the best reaction he can have. And then refocus on the game.
I'm not sure Marchesi is laughing on the side. Not quite sure. This service just out. Nadai with his left arm. Serve is good, but the reception is perfect on the Latvian side. Ektermanis with the one-hand set. This was quick for Filipovic. And for the moment, I have no idea what solution Italy can find. Back set to Ripani behind the 2-meter line. The ball is again on the Italian side, and Ripani this time a bit too much of impatience for him. Difficult reception. Oof, this looked like a submariner from Dalmasso, but Ignotto knows him so well that he was ready to spike it. Well, that was not the easiest
This
point to
one
score.
works almost any time. Dalmaso from the left side to Inoto in the middle.
So
Kaman is trying to explain that the ball was touched and that Zvezdan Alexis Capel first maybe also.
So Zvezdan Alexis Kapel. So the ball is touched. The point is for Latvia. Ripani is not happy with the decision.
Ignoto is calling for a point to be replayed. There's no reason for that. Because
You know, a point cannot be replayed. It's a swing touched by the block, so that's block out. Point Latvia. I mean, of course, Ripani is not happy because Italy was given the point and then the point was given back to Latvia. But if there is a touch, there is no reason for the point to be replayed. So anyway, the conclusion is now the same. The point is for Latvia. We just have to know who will serve. And it will be Alexander's Viv Carrick's. Ignoto.
oh,
There is a touch as well. It's a bit weird atmosphere now because, you know, there was this long discussion again. 11-6 for Latvia. No, there was no touch on the spike from Ignoto. This point is for Italy. Let's go back with some good rhythm in that game. 7 for Italy, 11 for Latvia. Latvia is leading 2-1 in this first game of the day.
Ignoto on Viv Carrick's. And a good block by Ripani and Cordioli.
And you see the crew, the volunteers around this event here in Caen.
With Florian Foulquier, one of the players of the Caen volleyball in the French Championship of sitting volleyball, and he used to be the national coach for the women team.
Good block, Latvia. Here is the Dutch team warming up. At the same time, Marcello Marchesi is asking his guys to stay calm on court, not to waste occasions to come back in the game. It's still possible. Because Netherlands will be the next one on court against Serbia. And Cordioli in the antenna. Nothing goes as planned for Italy. And timeout for the head coach Marchesi.
And Roberto Dalmaso gets really pissed off by the performance of his teammates.
I mean, maybe he's hoping to party a bit differently for his captain's birthday. But no, Marchesi is giving advices.
And Crocetti giving a little massage to Dalmaso to calm
Cooling
down.
down. Yeah. I mean, you can see there is some panic now on the Italian side. They don't have solutions against Latvia, but because Latvia is just so well organized on court, it's not easy to find solution. They're leading 2-1. They're leading 14-9 in this fourth one. And they know Italy, if they lose this game, it will be a tough competition. They will play Serbia this afternoon, and one last game on Sunday. Well, the last game on Sunday will be against Hungary, which is undefeated so far. So this will not be an easy one. So they don't want to have this kind of final to play on Sunday to survive in this Silver Nations League. Especially not with all these young players that they want to get involved in sailing volleyball. You want to have them at the best level possible. And Silver Nations League is at least what Italy is aiming to play next season. Manja Krapra giving some free ball to Latvia, but nothing easy. Berkis touched by the block. Grimailovs is unable to dig. And that's another point for Latvia. Well, I guess at least Marchesi wants to see some fighting spirit in this set, which was not the case in the previous one, where they finally gave up. And there will be some substitution to come.
Tiano Crocetti about to go back to the court.
Good fight at the net. Pavlos winning his contest with Ripani. And Crocetti will come in to change things, but isn't it too late for Italy? They have an 8-point deficit already. And Crocetti didn't show that he can be a game changer. I mean, not from what we saw yesterday, but why not? Why not trying to put some young players? Maybe Dielsi. He did some great things yesterday when he came in at the set. And that's another point for Latvia. Ace for Berkis. Cordioli too difficult in front of Grimailovs. He's just so tall and the ball was too much to the outside. Cordioli has no other option than to play in the block. Damaso having this block. Of course, this is pleasing him to have such a block. But it will not change the fact that Italy is led by 9.
He scored 2 aces to begin this fourth set.
Yeah, but
Italia would need some more.
That was definitely not enough.
That's a very good serve once again. But it was not enough. And an immediate side out for Latvia. Dalmaso gets mad at himself, as this swing was certainly far away from the court. But previously there was another unforced error by Italia, sending the ball directly in the Latvian side.
Oh, net full whistle against David Nadai. Yes, looks like. 22 for Latvia, 11 for Italy. Not even sure Marchesi will take his second time out. He probably knows the game is almost over.
One unforced mistake for Latvia. They are pretty rare.
Yeah, but it's still a 10 points lead.
Another
Latvia.
great set, yeah, by Hector Manis.
Yeah, Latvia is only 2 points away from winning that game. And I'm not sure Marchesi will call the timeout before the end of the game. That's an ace for Hector Manis. Will he or not? 24-12. Absolutely not. Italy gave up on that one. And Isi blocked by Alexander Zvivkarix to conclude that game. 25-12. What a great achievement for Latvia, winning this game 3-1 against Italy. Latvia needed one set to warm up in the second day of competition, but they get their second win of this competition, and they are reaching the first spot alongside Hungary. Hungary that we will see a bit later today at 2 p.m. against France. But first, the next game that we will have is Serbia against the Netherlands, and this will be in a couple of minutes here in Caen.